So, this part of Babylon the Great is part 3 because this part is really very difficult to be able to get the wording. These are very difficult passages to understand, and without the proper foundation, understanding the four kingdoms, it's basically just something you read. You'd be unable to understand it in any way. And that's what happens. We have a church and a group of people who have absolutely no understanding of anything, basically. So here we go. So this is basically titled the Revelation. It's Revelation 13, and it is specifically to explain the difficult passages here. So Revelation 13, verse 1, and I stood upon the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. So right here, at the very beginning of Revelation 13, we have this beast, but who knows what this is, right? Well, without the book of Daniel, without the 4 kingdoms, we would have no clue what it is. So let's try and just sort of review real quick. So this beast has 7 heads. 7 heads takes me all the way to the Lion Kingdom, but it also has 10 horns. So I know I'm at the Iron Kingdom. And upon his horns, 10 crowns. I know I have a mature Iron Kingdom. So we're going to sort of just think about that. When we look at the Iron Kingdom, this beast ascends out of the bottomless pit. How does it do that? We know that Islam brought the number variable 0, and it also introduced the world into the Arabic number system. This is fundamental for the development of knowledge. So with the 0, we're able to develop the binary system, zeros and ones. And what Rome did is it, through the nation of Britain, through Sir Isaac Newton, it took the constant 1 through the Arabic number system, and it integrated. Without a number system, if you're using the Roman numeral system, if you're using, say, some other number system, you can't really do calculus and you can't really do intricate, very difficult math. However, at the point of Sir Isaac Newton, we have the development, we have integration. And this beast, the beast of knowledge, integrates itself out of the bottomless pit. And when it matures, it has 10 horns, 10 nations. And it's called the 8th beast, which is of the 7. And the 7 very much act like resistors in a circuit. So we have the left and right, we have the 0 and the 1 as the legs, and then we have the 7 heads acting very much like resistors in a circuit. And then we have 10 horns, very much acting like fingers for a circuit, for example, like a preamp circuit that would go into a computer system. Then on top of this, we have America. We have the Iron Beast. When we see America appear, we know America's the little horn. But this kingdom then takes on a new name. It's mature. So we have a critical cipher. We're going to review this again. Revelation 13:2. And the beast I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. It's linear. And the dragon gave him power and his seat and his great authority. This has been a mystery for a long time. Revelation 3 or Revelation 13 verse 3, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death. I'm just going to pause right there. We know from the Lion Kingdom that we have Islam defeating Rome, Constantinople. Islam was the victor of the Lion Kingdom. So, we have a deadly head wound. We have Rome with a deadly head wound. And then it says, and his wound, deadly wound, was healed. That's very mysterious. And the world wondered after the beast. How is it that this deadly head wound heals? What happens? Well, the interesting thing is when we look at integration, we see that knowledge is rapidly being released into the world, in particular in the Roman kingdom, the European kingdom. Britain was very mathematical. So was Germany. We see this healing begin, and then we see now the king of the south emerge as Germany. Rome flourishes with this new knowledge. This new knowledge gives life and power. Germany had great dominion, and it was the king of the south. It also issued the first cry for Israel, and the cry went out at midnight. Now, Revelation 13 verse 4, we get into some very difficult passages here. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? This would be impossible to get through without having some fundamental understanding and very excellent understanding of the four kingdoms. So the first part of it, they worshiped the dragon. Who did? Well, we know that the dragon gave scripture directly onto Islam, onto Muhammad. He was presented very much like Christ was. A visitation from the angel Gabriel. He was persecuted. He preached. And just like the book of Jude, he shows up with 10,000 of his saints. A presentation of a type of Christ. And they worship the dragon, Islam, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast. Well, what beast are we talking about here? What is the whole point of all these kingdoms and beasts? We have 4 discrete kingdoms. And what is the point of them? We know the point is to get to the point of where knowledge can ascend from the bottomless pit. It doesn't ascend from the bottomless pit until the Lion Kingdom, until Islam introduces the world to the number system. And then we have a massive, rapid release of mathematics into the world. And then we have knowledge, the iron beast system emerge. And they worship the beast. Well, we're going to have to make an assumption here that we are talking about the beast of knowledge. We're going to call this iteration 1. For our first iteration, we're going to call this knowledge. I'll tell you why. They say, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Now, that's extremely difficult, these passages. So, if we work from a pivot point, who was able to make war with him? We know that when we use the word him, we have an introduction of the little horn. And this little horn, instead of a beast being called it, the beast at the moment of the release of the little horn, the manifestation of the little horn, it becomes him. This is difficult to answer these questions because there's a lot of scripture that has to be talked about to understand this. So we're going to assume here first, they worship the beast. We're going to say, let's say the beast is knowledge. Let's make an assumption. Who is able to make war with him? We know that our beast system is approaching knowledge, the incredible amount of knowledge, this iron beast. Islam directly worships the dragon. The beast is a world kingdom, and Islam is the victor during the Lion Kingdom. The beast presented in Revelation 13:1 is the iron beast with 10 horns that have crowns, sovereign nations. Who is able to make war with him? When the iron beast is defined as a him at a specific point. So, I know that at the very point where the little horn is introduced, we can't really see where that is until scripture downstream of this is introduced. Now we can further define the 4 kingdoms. Beast 1, the leopard kingdom, it's defined as an it. Beast 2, the bear kingdom, is defined as an it. Beast 3, the lion kingdom, is defined as an it. And Beast 4, the iron kingdom, is also defined as an it. Then him, when the little horn arises. Okay. We must have understanding of Daniel 8, verse 10. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host, and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. This passage very much talks about Antioch Epiphanes. We know from Beast 1, we have Antioch Epiphanes taking away the daily sacrifice around 185 BC, something like that. We know for Beast 2 that Rome, that we have the crucifixion, we have the cross, we have them taking the life of John the Baptist. They took the life of some of the 24 elders. So here, we really have the theme of the King of the North because it's really more than one beast. It's very much sequential. But it includes Beast 1 and 2. Antioch Epiphanes, King of the North, and then we have Rome performing the exact same things. Daniel 8, 11 and 12. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. Difficult phrasing. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast them the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. So let's just do a quick review of the little horn. Daniel 7, verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little, before whom 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. Behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. Daniel 7, verse 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue 3 kings. The little horn is America. The Iron Kingdom, the king of knowledge, arises, and America becomes the victor of this Iron Kingdom. This little horn, this very young nation, a nation where people went to from all over the world to go to this nation. And this nation begins to acquire knowledge rapidly. Daniel 8, verse 11, and he magnified himself even to the prince of the host. And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. America is the little horn. It studied itself to the prince of the host. America put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, and they studied. They developed knowledge. They were the leaders of knowledge. It studied itself. It worked itself to the prince of the host. America is the leader of knowledge. Babylon the Great. There are 10 nations that are significant, and they're given into the hand of America. America is the master of the world. The horn of America has eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. When we look at the 10 horns, this, of course, is a first iteration. Now, when we look at Medo-Persia, I definitely know that we have Russia and China as the most likely candidates that takes out America. The rest of the nations there this is my first iteration. So we sort of need to talk about tribulation basics. The tribulation becomes extremely bad in the last 42 months or 3.5 years. The first part of the Great Tribulation is when the 2 prophets of Israel appear. And here's what they do. Revelation 11, 5, 6, and 7. If any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them. When we go into the first part of the tribulation, we now have 2 prophets of God in Israel being able to do any plague, anything they want supernaturally. So now we have the nation of Israel is causing significant damage to the nations. Non-stop. Do you think that Israel's really going to hold back? I'm going to expect it to be a non-stop plague and bad weather event, non-stop. So we have the nation of Israel causing significant damage to the nations. Most likely, I would suspect, the Islamic nations. Things are so bad that America is forced to respond. They have a coalition of Islamic nations given unto them to take away the daily sacrifice. They commission and give permission to go and take away this daily sacrifice. Daniel 8, verse 11, and he magnified himself even to the prince of the host. America, they're the king of the world. And by him, the little horn seated as the ruler of the world, by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. We have a problem here. This is a critical cipher. Verse 12, and a host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression, and it, here we go, cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. America authorizes the armies of Islam to take away the daily sacrifice and destroy the nation of Israel. When America authorizes the Islamic armies to destroy the nation of Israel and take away the daily sacrifice, America is destroyed by nuclear war. Medo-Persia, it's that very moment. Revelation 11, verse 7, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them. The iron beast destroys the nation of Israel, and the entire land of America is catastrophically destroyed. Revelation 13:5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. So we have, it seems like the mouth of the little horn is given to the iron beast out of America. The 10 horns now lead the world. From Kingdom 3, the Lion Kingdom, we now have the mouth of Islam, the authority, the exousia of Islam. A mouth speaking great things, a mouth speaking blasphemies. Exousia. Authority is given to him for the last 42 months. That's the final part of the tribulation. But America is removed from the earth because it filled the golden cup of the Lord with the blood of Israel. The complete destruction of Israel by Islam. We have the horn when it is working supernaturally through America. It has eyes and a mouth speaking great things. Now, when it's given to Islam, we notice it has a mouth. Another thing is when the iron beast is authorized to attack Israel, and then when it's given a mouth to continue 42 months, it was the authorization of America to the armies of Islam to attack Israel. At that point, the exousia of Islam is revealed. The Mahdi, the Antichrist, is revealed. This is part 2, and the focus on this part is Revelation 13, verses 11, 12, and 13. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So in verse 13, we have a very discrete pivot point. This is the point where America reveals the nuclear weapon. So we know we're at about World War II. This is where America wins the war. They win the war against Germany, the king of the South. We could see that Germany was prophesied about as the king of the South, emerging. We can see that Germany was the deadly head wound that was healed as knowledge flowed into the kingdom, the Iron Kingdom. Rome rapidly acquired knowledge and healed, and one of the princes of Rome, Germany, emerges as the king of the South. At the point of the war being won with Germany, with Japan, with the nuclear weapon in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, America is now the king of the North. We know it's exactly 1945. Who else called down fire from heaven in the Bible? 2 Kings 1 verse 10, and Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, if I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50. This is the digital Elijah calling down fire by knowledge. Elijah called down fire by faith in God, but America calls down fire from heaven by knowledge. The beast of knowledge integrated out of the bottomless pit, and America is the little horn. And at this point, the Iron Kingdom is called a hymn because the little horn has emerged. Daniel 7 verse 20, and the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. America, the little horn, has prophetic eyes. It has a prophetic mouth. America is a prophet. The digital Elijah. Revelation 13 verse 12, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Well, what point? Where are we? We're at 1945. We're at the Iron Kingdom. When America, the digital Elijah, calls down fire from heaven and releases the nuclear bomb, it was a wonder to the entire world. What are you talking about? What just happened here? The wonder point. 1945, America calls down fire from heaven. What beast are they worshiping? They're in the Iron Kingdom. They're worshiping the beast of knowledge. The whole world. 24 hours a day studying. The whole world is worshiping knowledge. The beast, the iron beast, is the beast of knowledge. And the world rapidly begins to worship It caused the whole world, the earth, and them that dwell therein to worship this beast of knowledge. When the nation saw fire come from heaven, all of the universities and all of the schools took an incredible amount of effort to acquire knowledge all over the earth. It's when they saw fire come from heaven. Germany was one of the princes of Rome, and it had global dominion as Rome resurrected with the power of knowledge. And they harmed the Jewish people. They put them in concentration camps and took their lives. And the cry at midnight came before the Lord. The Lord prophesied it. And there was a cry at midnight. Germany, king of the south, and the king of the north went and took dominion away from the nation of Germany. Now we have a full emergence of the little horn, America. Revelation 13, verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Who are we talking about here? Well, we have to remember we have a second part of the tribulation. This sounds very much like the second part of the tribulation. We know that America orders the destruction of Israel by the Islamic armies and takes away the daily sacrifice. The mouth of America is then given unto the Mahdi, the Antichrist. Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. This is the beast. This beast is America. President and vice president, 2 horns. Prophetic words are used to describe the nature of America. This mouth is exousia, its authority. And this is Islam, the mouth of Islam, the mouth of the dragon, speaks through America. The digital Elijah. America is the false prophet. It calls down fire from heaven by knowledge. America is the fullness of knowledge. It has 2 horns like a lamb, a type of Christ. Revelation 16, verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. What is the mouth of the dragon? What is the word of the dragon? Scripture. We know that in the previous series, Scripture was given by the dragon, the Quran, the Hadith. What is the mouth of the beast? Islam. What does it do? Blasphemy. Great words. Blasphemy against God. Blaspheming his name. Blaspheming his tabernacle. And what does the mouth of the false prophet do? That is America. Deception. The mouth of deception, the exousia of deception. Great words against the Most High, wearing out the saints, changing times and laws. Revelation 19:20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. Before him. with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These were both cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. What are we talking about here? The beast of knowledge and the false prophet, the beast of knowledge? No, we're talking about the beast of Islam was taken, and the false prophet, the fullness of knowledge, the fullness, the maximum point, the maximum tangent point of knowledge was taken and cast into the lake of fire, the judgment of the Lord. Islam and the false prophet America are cast into the lake of fire. The beast of Islam is cast into the lake of fire. The false prophet America is cast into the lake of fire. Then we see in Revelation 20, verse 10, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night, forever and ever. Sounds like working deception for the American government doesn't turn out to be such a great thing. When we look at Revelation 13:14, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying unto them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword, and did live. So America has the power to deceive through knowledge. When we look at in the sight of the beast is the beast of knowledge, the iron beast. When we look at the phrase, which had a wound by a sword and did live, that is the lion kingdom, the beast of Islam. The phrase, should make an image to the beast, should make an image to the beast of Islam. And the word image is the Greek word 1504 and means icon. It's similar to an app or like a software picture. The phrase, saying to them, what mouth is speaking? This is the mouth of Islam. This is the Mahdi speaking, the Antichrist. This is the exousia of Islam. So, Revelation 13:14, and deceiveth them that dwell in the earth by the means of those miracles. That's the digital Elijah. That's America. And he had the power to do this in the sight of the Iron Kingdom. Just defeated the king of the south and is now the ruler of the entire world. The wound by a sword in Divliv, that's Islam, the Lion Kingdom. And we have a mouth emerging, now speaking. And the first thing he wants to do is make an image to the beast. Revelation 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now the word life, we've gone over it before in the previous series, is similar to amperage. It's like electricity. The image can speak and organize. It has TV quality and movement. It appears to make a list of people who refuse to worship the beast of Islam, and they are to be killed. This seems to have an AI database type quality. The icon, the AI software of Islam, searches the world for those who will not worship the beast. So let's review. When the Mahdi is given a mouth to speak from America, then America is destroyed. Israel is also destroyed. The Mahdi is now ruling the world with the power of the 10 nations. Then the phrase, Revelations 13, verse 4, who was able to make war with him, now makes sense. Why did America get destroyed? America had absolute dominance in the entire world until one incredible significant event happens. We have America authorizing the Islamic armies, giving authority, giving the mouth to the Mahdi to destroy Israel and take away the daily sacrifice. And at that moment, the judgment of the Lord, America fills the cup of the Lord. It's the final fill of the cup of the Lord, and it's full of blood, and America is absolutely catastrophically destroyed. Very sad. Israel is destroyed. Very incredibly sad. Revelation 13:16, and he causes all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Well, who does this? Is this America? Is America going to make everybody in the entire world to receive a mark? Or is this the Mahdi? Well, we know that in verse 14, the Mahdi begins to speak. And the first thing it talks about is making an image to the beast. Sounds like software. The mouth of Islam is the Mahdi, and it is his mouth that causes this. The mouth of America was given to the Mahdi. When we look at the mark, it's 5480 Greek word, and it's called kerygma. It's something engraved. It's a scratch or an etching or a badge of servitude. In their right hand, this is describing a preposition of not being on their hand, and in their foreheads is not on their foreheads. So the mark has a similarity to a microchip, but also to faith and belief in their minds. If we look at the probability of a tattoo or an invisible tattoo, it would be an image on the surface of the skin and not be in the right hand. Your bones are in your right hand. Your right hand. Not on your hand. Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. What is the image of the beast? We know it's the icon of Islam. What is the mark of the beast? Well, we know it's in the right hand or in the forehead. However, now we know that this mark produces an immune response, a grievous sore. And apparently, worshiping the image multiplies or is additional in some way to this response. Revelation 13, verse 17. And no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. The mark. It's in the right hand or in the forehead. Again, the name of the beast is Islam. It's the Lion Kingdom. And the number of his name is 666. Now, that is the English translation. So, how does a person have the mark of the beast? Well, if it's in the right hand, it can't be seen. If it's in the forehead, it can't also be seen. So, the mark perhaps is identified electronically in some way. How would a person have the name of the beast? How would a person have the number of the beast? And wouldn't all three of these be in the mark? That would be very logical. Revelation 13:17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So, it seemed like to me that buying is more associated with the mark and the name of the beast. But it seems like selling is more associated with the number of his name, or 666. So let's just do a review again. When the Mahdi takes over, he receives a mouth, exousia, and is called a him, walking in the fullness of the knowledge kingdom with no one to resist him, because America has been catastrophically destroyed and Israel was taken out by the armies of Islam under the Mahdi, the Antichrist. Does the kingdom of knowledge have anything similar today to the number of the beast? Well, I think the barcode is similar technology regarding the number of the beast, because it specifically describes selling. When we look at the discovery of Walid Shoeibot can speak Arabic. He grew up being a Muslim. And when he read the Greek on this particular topic, he could read it from right to left and left to right, because it speaks to him in Arabic. The backwards Greek is Arabic, because the Arabic is read from right to left, and the Greek is read from left to right. So now the number 666 written in Greek reads the same as in the name of the Muslim god in Arabic. So the mark of the beast cannot see it. However, it affects the DNA and causes sickness. The name of the beast we know is Islam, but the number of the beast defines the name of the beast. And Arabic 666 is in the name of the Muslim god. So the number and the name of the beast are basically the same thing. So we have Revelation 15:2 talking about the people who are able to overcome these things. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name. Here you would expect to have heard over the name of the beast and over the number of his name. But we kind of found out from the revelation of Wally Chuibot that the name of the beast and the number of his name are the same thing. And they stand on the sea glass having the harps of God. The beast is Islam. The image of the beast is the icon of the beast. Could it be an app? Could it be software? It kind of reads that way. The mark of the beast, a microchip, DNA, something. It affects the DNA, causes an immune response. In the forehead, seems to be sort of faith related as well. The number of the beast, 666, is Arabic for in the name of the Muslim god. So, when we look at this, we can see this is the original writing in the Greek. And when you look at the exact Arabic, it's very incredibly similar to their phrase that they use in their religion, in the name of the Muslim god. When we look at the barcode, I think this is very interesting. This is used all over the world now. Everywhere in the world to sell any product, this is used. So those two lines there it means 6. We have an outer boundary on both sides, and we have a middle boundary. We have a grouping of boundaries that very much say to anybody looking at this that we have a 6, we have a 6, and a 6, 666. Now, we have to remember, these are Arabic numbers. This is an Arabic number system. This was introduced to the world by Islam. So we have a fully functioning number of the beast in the world right now, fully functioning everywhere. Nobody talks about it. Nobody's concerned about it. The world, when we first had barcodes start going in the grocery stores and all that, there was a lot of talk, is this the mark of the beast? And it was kept in that direction, steered in the wrong direction. It's not the mark of the beast. It can't be. But it certainly could be the number of the beast, because it's already there. We have 3 boundaries. Could be. It's already in existence now. It's already being used now. So my question is, could this be utilized during the tribulation? I think it could be. I don't think that the barcode system is destroyed because America is nuked. I think it still gets used in the world. But I think the world becomes aware of what it is. It's unclear right now, and it's very discreet and hidden. So I really would suggest that you would listen to the videos of Wally Chuibot discuss the meaning of 666. He can explain the Arabic very, very well. And I think it would be a really good idea if you can. His book is also very excellent. Maybe check those things out.